Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be discussing a few general things that have helped me clear prelims in all my 6 attempts. For people who are new to this YouTube channel, let me introduce myself first. My name is Saurabh. I have given 6 attempts at UPSC. I was able to clear prelims in all my 6 attempts and I reached interview stage in 2023 where I missed the final selection by 12 marks in general category. Now in my journey of these 6 attempts where I was able to clear prelims in all the 6 attempts, my lead in each and every prelims was good enough. For example, if you look at my very first attempt in 2019, I was able to score a score of 109 when the cutoff was 95 for general category, which is around 14 marks above the cutoff, and this lead kept on increasing with every subsequent attempt. Like if you look at my mark sheet of 2022 exam, I was able to score 119 marks when the cutoff for that year was around 87 or 88 marks. So a lead of around 30 marks. Similarly, if you look at my mark sheet of 2023, when the cutoff went down to around 75 marks, I was able to score 105 marks. Again, a lead of 30 marks. So in my journey of 6 attempts and the journey of clearing all the prelims in 6 attempts, I believe I have found out the method to the madness of UPSC prelims, and in today's video I will be discussing the same. Now the first and foremost thing that has helped me crack this prelims code is simplicity. Now what I mean by simplicity, like UPSC has itself guided us, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So keeping the approach very simple, for example, the first thing that I did in my prelims preparation across 6 attempts was prioritize static over current affairs. Now this is a major mistake that a lot of people do. You end up investing too much time in current affairs, which has very limited weightage when it comes to prelims. Now you will see a lot of classes coming up with current affairs course because they have nothing new to offer when it comes to prelims preparation, and that is why you end up investing too much time in current affairs and too little time in static. So the basic approach that I followed was I prioritize static over current affairs, because always remember, when it comes to UPSC prelims, static is the king. If you have good hold over the static subjects like polity, economics, environment, geography and history, I can guarantee you that you can reach the cutoff. See, these subjects contribute to around 70 to 75 questions every year, and the cutoff in recent years has been hovering around 85 to 95 for general category. So if you have good hold over these subjects and you are able to solve these 70-75 questions properly, you can easily reach this range. So always prioritize static over current affairs. No matter what one has to sell, always prioritize static over current affairs. Now the second thing that I did within prioritization is right prioritization of static subjects. Now here again a lot of people end up doing this mistake of prioritizing the wrong subjects, giving the smaller subjects more weightage. So each and every subject should be given its due weightage. Like there was a set pattern of priority that I followed across my 6 attempts. Like I used to prioritize polity over economics, then geography, then environment, and then history as a whole. Now I followed this priority because I knew polity will contribute somewhere around 15 to 20 questions. Similarly, economics will also contribute to around 15 to 20 questions. Geography will contribute to around 10 to 15 questions on an average. Similarly, environment will contribute to around 10 to 15 questions. So I made sure that I am prioritizing the major static subjects over the minor subjects like AMAC, IR or science, even basic science. So do not prepare these minor subjects at the cost of major subjects, because always remember, you will be able to clear prelims by getting the basic questions, the questions that everybody else is going to get correct. Otherwise, a person who is able to clear prelims will not be able to clear if he or she is running behind that one or two random question that will be coming from the minor subjects. Ultimately, we are not here to score 200 out of 200. We are here to just clear the cutoff. So keep this in mind. Make sure that you prioritize the static subjects, prioritize the major subjects over the minor subjects rather than the minor subjects. So the next thing that has helped me clear prelims in all my 6 attempts has following the thumb rule of one over many sources, or the thumb rule of one source per subject. Now this is also a major mistake that a lot of people are doing in recent years, that I have noticed in my journey of mentoring hundreds of students, is that they end up keeping or relying on multiple sources for a same subject. For example, suppose a person is reading the subject of polity, and you will see that this person is going through Lakshmikant as their primary source, and by the time they are going for revision, they will end up picking some short notes that is available in market and not revise this basic source. So always keep in mind, when it comes to UPSC, one source done multiple times is any day better than doing multiple sources one single time. So follow this thumb rule of one over many, one source per subject, because again, one source done multiple times is always better than multiple source being done single time. Now the third thing of simplicity approach was with respect to note making. Now when it comes to prelims, the importance of notes is limited. Now this might be a very unpopular opinion. I believe importance of notes is much more for mains than prelims. For prelims, you need to prepare notes only for your weak topics, not even for your weak subjects, only for your weak topics. Now what I did was I prepared one pager notes for such weak subjects. Now for example, when it comes to geography or environment, I was very weak at remembering all the mapping things, all the national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. So I prepared such one pager notes. Now if these are my one pager notes for mapping, so what I did was drew a map of that particular state, mapped all the important sites, and there itself I mentioned all the national parks, tiger reserves, Ramsar sites, biosphere reserve, world heritage sites, Mike sites. So in short, in a single page, I have whole state environmental mapping ready, and I am able to revise it multiple times. Now again, these notes have been uploaded on the Telegram channel. You can have you can download it from there and use them as is if this is the same weak topic of yours. So these one pager notes helped me ensure that my weak subject is turning into my strength by multiple revisions of these one pager notes. So make sure when you are doing this note making, you do it in for very limited topics, that too for the topics that you feel are your weakness, and keep it limited. Keep it to only factual parts that you are not able to remember. Like when it came to polity as a subject, I was very weak at remembering all the details of constitutional and non-constitutional bodies. So what I did was prepare such comparative chart where I was preparing all the constitutional bodies in a comparative fashion, which makes it easy to ensure that I am able to remember the basic details of this. Again, these notes have already been shared on the Telegram channel. You can download them. If these are the same topics that you struggle with in your preparation, download them and use them as is for your preparation. Now the fourth thing that has helped me clear prelims is limit myself with respect to current affairs preparation. Now again, this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I believe when it comes to UPSC prelims, current affairs has very limited role. If you categorize and look at the current affairs question asked by UPSC, you will see that UPSC is not asking you very factual current affair oriented questions. This is the basic difference between UPSC and all other exams like state surveys, RBI, NABARD. You will not get straightforward one-liner factual questions. That is very limited. Current affairs questions in UPSC can be either categorized as contemporary affairs question, which are the question on topics that have been in news for 1 or 2 years, and a person who has been seriously preparing is aware about it. Second type of current affairs question that UPSC asks is current derived static questions. Now for example, if you look at the 2023 paper, there was a question on ethics committee. Now this question came because of Mohua Moitra case and ethics committee being in news. So what UPSC does is take the static topic that has been in news in current affairs and ask a question on that. So while preparing your current affairs, follow this approach of current to concept where you are not just focusing on the news in current affairs but also looking at the conceptual thing, looking at the static thing. Now for example, this is a series that we run on our Telegram channel called Current to Concept, where again what we do is all the current news in current important news, we go back to the static source. Like for example, recently there was this news of India US 10-year defense partnership. So this makes India US defense partnership important for us. So all the four basic fundamental framework agreements of India US defense partnership are important, and that is what is given here. So we try to do this with our daily newspaper so that students are not misguided when it comes to current affairs preparation and do not invest too much of time, and they have enough time to prepare their static. So when it comes to current affairs preparation, keep it limited. Follow the idea of current to concept, where you are going to the underlying static topic, underlying concept, rather than just focusing on the factual details of the current affairs. Now the next and one of the most important things that has helped me clear prelims in all my 6 attempts is doing PYQs properly. Now what I mean by doing PYQs, I believe PYQ preparation needs to be done at 3 levels. Now what are these 3 levels? The first and foremost level is knowing the question and answer of the PYQs, and a lot of people just limit their PYQ preparation to this level. Now preparing question and answer is nothing but knowing what all questions have been asked by UPSC in the recent past and answers to it. Why is this important? Because at times UPSC repeats its questions. For example, if you look at the 2020 paper, there was a question on money multiplier effect, correct? And the same question was repeated in 2021 paper. So if you know the question and answers, such repeated questions are cakewalk for you. These are easy, free 2 marks for you. So for the first level of PYQ preparation is knowing the questions and answer to those questions given by UPSC. Now while knowing these answers, make sure you are following the official UPSC answer key and not any coaching ka answer key, because there are instances where UPSC gives a totally different answer than a lot of coaching keys, and if the same question is repeated, you ensure that you are following the thinking of or the approach of UPSC. Now the second level of PYQ preparation is doing some reverse engineering. Now what I mean by this, see, if you look at the PYQ and their importance in UPSC journey, you will see that UPSC has this habit of asking questions on the terms mentioned in options of previous year. Suppose there's a question in a previous year, what UPSC does is the terms that I've mentioned in option, it frames question on this. Like there was this question on Bodhisattva Padampani, and there were 4 different Bodhisattvas given in options, and the very next year UPSC asked a question on future Buddha. So the answer to this question was mentioned as an option in previous year. So always look at the terms mentioned in options as your potential topics. So you need to do this reverse engineering. The next thing to do, or the third level of PYQ preparation, is preparing the PYQ heat maps. Now what is this concept of heat maps? Heat maps is nothing but analyzing PYQs and recognizing most repeated themes or most high return on investment themes. Now if you look at the PYQs, analyze the PYQ subject wise, you will realize there are certain important topics or important themes on which UPSC will ask question every year. Like if you look at the past 5 years ka question, you will see Vijayanagar has been asked thrice. Like this question on again Krishna Devraya 1 and this Kalyan Mandap of 2019. So in the past 5 years UPSC has asked question on Vijayanagar 3 times. So Vijayanagar becomes a very important theme for us. So prepare such heat maps, and do not just prepare such heat maps, but also do some analysis as well as research on this. Like for example, if you look at my PYQ notes, what I used to do is prepare such heat maps, list down the important topics, and all those heat map or important topics have been shared on the Telegram channel as well, and I used to do some research of these topics and prepare my short notes of factual parts. Like again, we all know Jainism, Buddhism is a very important topic for UPSC. So UPSC had this habit in between of asking detailed question on sects of Jainism or sects of Buddhism. So I researched about all these sects and added some factual details. Similarly, with respect to Bodhisattvas, UPSC was asking questions, so reverse engineered them and prepared such notes. And if you see from this one single page, there have been multiple questions, be it with respect to the Thavirvadi sect or with respect to the Madhyamika school. A recent question was asked, I believe, in 2022 prelims. Okay, so make sure that you are preparing such heat maps of previous year questions and doing some research, basic Wikipedia research, and writing down the things that are not mentioned in your basic source. Now again, all these PYQ heat map notes or PYQ reverse engineering notes have also been shared on the Telegram channel. You can join and download them and use them as your base notes for the upcoming attempt. The next thing that has helped me clear prelims in each and every attempt is aptitude development. Now again, a very misunderstood concept. Now I believe MCQ aptitude is very much necessary to clear any MCQ based exam. In my journey, I was able to clear 6 out of 6 UPSC Civil Service Prelims. I was able to clear CAPF twice. I appeared for CAPF twice and I was able to clear it twice. Similarly, my state service of Maharashtra, I was able to clear it twice. I appeared for it twice and cleared it. I was also able to clear NABARD and RBI prelims only based on my UPSC Civil Service ka preparation. And this is majorly because the MCQ solving aptitude, and not just for competitive exam, it has also helped me score great scores in exams like CAT and ZAT, where my percentile were as high as 99.5. So I believe MCQ solving aptitude is one of the most important things. Yet this is also one of the most misunderstood idea in the market when it comes to prelims preparation. What does MCQ aptitude mean? I will be discussing it very briefly here. I believe this requires a very detailed video. I will be coming up on it very shortly. So what does MCQ aptitude mean? It is your ability to reach to the answer without even knowing anything about the question or knowing very little about the topic. Now I believe this has 3 different aspects. First is your mindset, that is your attitude in the exam hall. Now this might seem very meta thing, but this plays very important role in your selection, especially post 2022. You see that UPSC prelims has become a game of those 2 hours. You will see a lot of people who are very good at the static also not being able to clear prelims because of their mindset, those 2 hours not being able to give their 100%. It also, your MCQ solving aptitude also includes presence of mind and your ability to apply all the aptitude or all the skills of solving MCQ, as well as your peripheral knowledge, the knowledge that you are getting through your real life. So these are the few aspects of MCQ solving. I would describe this presence of mind aspect or your mindset aspect through an example. If you look at the 2023 paper, there was this question now on PFAS. Now while solving the paper, I had no idea about PFAS. So I just read the question. I read the first statement. It says that PFAS are found to be widespread in drinking water, food packaging. Now I have no idea about PFAS, so I obviously do not know whether it is found in food or food packaging. Let us read the second statement. The second statement says PFAS are not easily degraded. And the third statement says persistent exposure can lead to bioaccumulation. Now somewhere these 2 statements are interrelated, because from our peripheral reading of environment or understanding of environment, we know that bioaccumulation is possible only if an element is fat soluble, not easily degradable, has very long life. So if a substance is bioaccumulating, that means it should not easily degrade. So if 3 is correct, 2 should also be correct. So that means our answer should have either both 2 and 3 in it, or neither 2 and 3. Let us look at the options. Now none of the options is such that 2 and 3 are not included. That means both 2 and 3 are correct. So our answer should have both 2 and 3. That automatically leaves us with only 2 options. Correct? So without knowing anything, I was able to come to 50-50. Now let us again reread the question. If you reread the question, you will see that the question itself, examiner is trying to give you hint. If you see, examiner is saying PFAS are used in making many consumer products, and the very first statement says they are widespread in drinking water, food and food packaging. Now these food packaging, drinking water are nothing but consumer products itself, right? So I thought, I marked D as the answer, and that was the correct answer even given by commission. So without even knowing anything about PFAS, I was able to get this question correct because of my presence of mind and this aptitude of solving MCQ, and this is one of the most important things. Now here I would like to give a caveat. MCQ aptitude is not just elimination tricks. Keep this in mind. Elimination tricks are a part of aptitude and not the whole of it. So elimination tricks are of only limited utility. Aptitude is much more important, and I will be coming up with more such video on aptitude development, because I believe this is one of the most ignored part of UPSC preparation, because a person who has been studying for a couple of years is very much serious about the content part and lacks this aptitude, and that is why a lot of people will not end up failing in prelims. So make sure that you also work on this aptitude development. So these are the few basic things that have helped me clear prelims. Now I have been getting a lot of queries, especially post mains result, with respect to prelims and how should one go ahead. I am holding an open mentorship session for prelims, upcoming prelims, the form for which has been shared in the description box. Fill the form and do attend the open mentorship session. And also I have been getting a lot of queries with respect to subject specific strategies. I will be coming up with separate videos for each and every subject, so that I can explain in detail with respect to what should be the approach for a particular subject, what should be the sources, then how should you do the PYQ analysis, what is the heat map of a particular subject. This will help you prioritize the right subjects as well as prioritize the right topics under a particular subject. Okay. Also, we are coming up with a structured mentorship program for prelims. The details of it will be announced shortly. I believe November is not the right time to start your prelims preparation. So we will be starting roughly around 8th or 10th of December, and the details will be announced shortly. So make sure you subscribe to the channel as well as join the Telegram channel, where you will get all these notes that have been uploaded. Also the current affairs or the current to concept series. Thank you and all the best for your prelims preparation.